Hey everybody. So this is a heavier one for me. I'm not sure if you can hear my voice. My voice is a little upset in that sort of thing. I'm going through healing and dealing with different energies, and uh, for some reason, when I came back from Flagstaff, my voice left, type of thing. But I felt like hopping on because a lot has happened the past 2 weeks, and uh, I've posted some things, but I've been away and kind of doing my own thing because the last thing I want to do when I'm dealing with some of these things is be online. In that it's just uh, not easy for me, and sometimes I need space from the technology and social media. So this Mercury retrograde has been a difficult one. Uh, I've gone back and forth with uh, my cats that were at home. I left them at home when I left April 1st to go live in the car and travel and do the work that I'm doing to try and save money to do to move out this way. Whether I build a tiny home, rent a place, whatever manifests, but they were left with my mom to she offered to take care of them after we got into a really bad argument and disagreements and all that. She offered to take care of the cats and take that hassle off of me because I would have still done it, and it would have been different. I would have been more stationary, had all the supplies to do it and everything to bring the cats with me. But her doing that allowed me to travel the East Coast to do all kinds of different things. That said, Crush, when I left her, had cancer. Now, my cats, all three of them, are 16 years old. They're the oldest animals we've ever had in our family. Most of our animals don't live past 5 years old when it comes to cats. And, the oldest dog we've had, I think, was 13. And so they're the oldest animals that have been in the family. And then last year, before I took my trip in December last year, it was probably October. Crush developed something on her nose. Her eyes started opening up, and like the tear duct area started opening up and having issues. And so couldn't figure it out. Was cleaning it, couldn't figure out what it was. And then here, a little bit of cancer had started to grow on her nose. So we did what we knew that we should do, and uh, this stuff isn't easy for me to say, so I'm fiddling and stuff. While if you hear me fiddling, but I feel like I need to do a post on it, so to help clear energy and feel it and everything. But uh, Bailey and I sat down and figured out, okay, what frequencies do we need to use, and we did sound healing. I shifted her diet to more of a wet food diet to help out. And I had fed them really good dry food for 16 years to the point that mom had to take Vala to the vet for a urinary infection, which I believe was probably stress induced because of Crush. She took her 2, 3 weeks ago, and the vets were said they were astonished how healthy she was, how healthy her teeth were, and that. And those cats have never seen a vet. Um, Vala had seen one once before. The other two haven't seen a vet since they were kittens. And so, uh, energy healing and just doing what I know to do to get them through any illness that they issues they have had. And so, Crush had that cancer developed, and we used sound frequency. We were able to stop it. It stopped growing. It was growing noticeably. It was growing every day, pretty much. And we used sound. We stopped it. I went to Arizona in December, and for like a week or 2 weeks, and my mom wasn't playing the sounds because she doesn't know how to do that type of thing. But over the 2 weeks I was gone, it started growing again, and then I came home and I stopped it again using sound frequency. The uh, online posts I looked up what it was, how to treat it, and they said that it was an aggressive cancer, the nose cancers, and the cats barely live 6 months. Once it develops, it grows so fast and aggressively goes into their brain, and they don't have that long to live. And so the other option was surgery, and they said surgery is so, because it's on the face, it's so traumatic that it really doesn't even extend their lifespan. And with them being 16 years old, that was a factor too. So I didn't end up doing the that stuff. I went holistic and did energy work and sound frequency and that. And it grew, it's slow, like it didn't stop, it just slowly grew. Where it was growing every day almost, it slowly grew. And then I left April 1st and went back around May 5th or something like that, after I did the trip along the East Coast, and it had grown a little bit. But I knew in my heart, I had known, I was like, it's the last time I'm going to see Crush. So I had that conversation with my mom. We prepared for it. And uh, at that point, I mean, she had had, so May, so 6 months. She had had it for 6 or 7 months, that cancer. And she wasn't supposed to live 6 months, according to everything online. Now, I never took her to a vet to check it, but the consensus online was 6 months max. And so, uh, mom took care of her. I came down here, and there were a few times that some things had happened, and it was like, okay, it's time to put her down. But that she would like bounce back the next day. And then my mom sent me a picture a week ago, and the cancer had grown from like a tiny little knob to like it. Her eye was starting to close, her nasal passage, and we could feel she was in pain, to the point that I started. She would come to me in my dreams and astrally, and the cats come to me and do energy work, telepathically, and connect with me and stuff. And I knew, I was like, okay, it's time, but when is the time? And then I was staying with Bailey for a little bit, and she started feeling her too, and we could feel the pain and all that. And so I made the decision and called my mom, and um, had to put her down. Um, Not the easiest thing in the world, for sure, for certain, but harder too, because I can see and feel her, and she's still around, because even though the physical vessel is gone, that the energy is here and is working me now with me now in another capacity, which I was told would happen. That she had to leave the physical plane to help energetically more from wherever she went to. So that's why I've been um, off and on, and not in like a very communicative space. I'm getting better. But then we had on top of it, uh, my friend's grandmother fell, and luckily we caught her that night. She had fallen in the driveway or on the road, was hurt really bad in her 80s. We had to rush her to the emergency room. Like that, it was either that day or the next day. Their dog got really sick. My mom had a knee thing going on. It was like one thing after the other. Issues with friends, family, all kinds of stuff adding on top of it, on top of the thing that I had to do to release uh, Crush to the next phase of her journey. So I'm gonna stop it there and do a part two, because I'm hitting my time limit here.